Find myself in St. Charles Cemetery. Want to visit the grave, pay respects to one of a pioneer. Now, don't necessarily have to like the music, but you could respect the accomplishments, the pioneers of an industry. The easiest way to find this grave, it's actually overlooking this road here. This should be Pine Lawn, I believe. No, it's overlooking the airport. It's actually towards the back of the cemetery. Section 47, row N, and would be grave, I believe, towards the end. I believe it's grave 107, I believe. I will correct it later on in the video if I'm wrong. But this is the grave of Mr. Peter Thomas Radishik, actually better known as Peter Steele, American musician, singer, and songwriter, best known as the lead vocalist, bassist, and composer of the band Typo Negative. So his lyrics have been described as often intensely personal, dealing with subjects including love, loss, and addiction. Steele, he credited Black Sabbath and the Beatles as his key musical influences. Go figure. A combination of Black Sabbath and the Beatles. He has been listed among the 66 best hard rock and metal frontmen of all time by Loudwire. So Steele, as far as Typo Negative, best known for Typo Negative, he formed the band in 1989. Friends, Josh Silver, and Sal were later replaced by John Kelly. So the original name was Repulsion, and they changed it in 1990 because of a band that happened. There was a band with the same name. They then used the name Sub-Zero. And Steele had a tattoo in mind of a minus sign contained within the number 0 that he originally intended to represent the Sub-Zero band logo. After discovering yet again that another band was already using the Sub-Zero name, and with his tattoo in mind, Steele came up with the name Typo Negative after hearing a radio advertisement requesting donations of Type 0 negative blood. When Typo Negative signed with Roadrunner Records, Steele signed his recording contract apparently with a mixture of Suave hair, conditioner, and chocolate syrup mixed with food dye, contrary to popular belief that it was his own blood and semen. So Typo Negative, their debut album was Slow, Deep, and Hard, was released in 91. The album incorporated trash elements of carnivore merged with doom metal. Steele had written the music in the space of one night in the aftermath of a relationship breakup, and this was reflected in the lyrical topics of heartbreak, fantasies of revenge, and the contemplation of suicide. Something Steele himself had attempted in 1989. Steele caused some controversy when touring in Europe, thanks to his rumors about his social and political views, with some critics going so far as to brand him a Nazi sympathizer. Even though his bandmate Josh Silver is Jewish, Steele suggested that the European press had misunderstood his humor and that his sarcasm was sometimes lost in translation to print. I'll tell you this much: if you're not familiar with his music, he was a must-listen to interview. There was a clip where he was on Jerry Springer, which was quite hysterical, if I say so myself. Something that I'll throw up there for you guys. But Typo Negative really pioneered his vocals, and you would say there are different genres, but Aaron Lewis said they abstained. If you look at Pete Steele, put him up there as well, and is so windy out right now. Jeez, cold New York weather. This is the grave of Pete Steele. Under his band name, his performance name, 1962, 2010. He died of a bacterial infection, I believe, is what it was. So sad way to go. Relatively young man as well. There's stuff left on the grave.
Is not just a sonic thing, but it's a visual thing as well. And being that this is what I do to make money, I think it's important to at least attempt to look good on stage. I mean, I think there's nothing worse than seeing like 4 or 5 out of shape guys up on stage, stage and trying to be sexy and hot, and their guts are hanging over and their tits are all flabby and stuff. So I try to do something about my appearance because it needs a lot of work. Speaking of heaven, I actually wrote this song, Halloween in Heaven, for Dimebag Darrell. And so that song is about old dead rock stars. And I didn't want to mention his name because I didn't want it to appear that Typo Negative or Peter was exploiting Darrell, because he was a very close friend with the band, and he was actually one of Kenny's best friends. And, like when you don't see somebody for months at a time, it's hard to believe that you're never going to see them again. Lay into me right now at 9 o'clock in the morning. Go ahead.
All right. No, I'm not laying into you. I want to ask questions. On the first album,
Okay.
all right, the whole first album was about your desire to kill your girlfriend and then kill yourself. You have always had fantasies of killing yourself and killing your girlfriend. Is that true?
More or less.
More or less. At least you're honest
You're willing
about
to
it.
admit?
Like Four Shirts had bands offer to pay to play for typo, like, well, their record company would approach ours, and of course our record company, because that would go towards recouping the album. I wouldn't have it. If it doesn't upset your parents, it's not rock music. So rock music is all about rebellion. When I was in Carnivore, I had intentionally written songs like Jesus Hitler, God is Dead. I mean, I attacked left-wing people, right-wing people.
So music's for it. It's what it's for. Yeah. Have you hear or see something that you may not want to look at. That's a good reminder.
That's rock. Rock is taking those primal feelings and amplifying them to 150 fucking decibels.